We're going.
Which one's on Facebook?
This is the Facebook. Here we go. Okay. And Insta. Here we go. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're live on all three tonight. Instagram. Where are my friends at?
Inside joke.
I am lit up. That's why I'm early tonight. Like almost I can't even contain myself.
Are you early?
Yeah, like 2 minutes. I got on 2 minutes early. I'm usually like late.
We'll just go to JoJo's.
Just move the box.
Okay.
And maybe crack the door because it's going to get hot in here. I'm hot.
Outside?
Yeah, like put this in.
It feels so hot.
I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight. So if this is your first time, welcome to Online Steps to Success. You have found yourself here somehow. Somebody tagged you, told you to join us. We're glad that you're here.
Okay.
My name is Allison Dalkey. You just saw my husband. He's my partner in crime. And we have been at the very top level of Scentsy for 10 years. We've been consultants for 11. And this is our full-time gig. And we are passionate about helping you work smarter, make more money, dream big dreams. I forgot to add that because I'm all excited. And change. I'd like to know where you're from. Just give us a chat. Now would be the time to tag your friends, by the way, because I'm getting ready to give you Allison on steroids, maybe. I don't know. No, speed. I don't know. I've never done any kind of drugs, so I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be fast and furious, and you're going to not be able to write fast enough. So I am a former teacher. And I have a lot to tell you today. I'm like lit up inside. And those of you in my Marco Polo group know it. Shannon, hi, I'm so glad you're here. My sweet friend Jerry is from South Dakota. She's here. Lindsay's from Daytona, Iowa. I have Amber from Washington. I'm not even about to say that name, Amber. I'm not going to do it. I'll just mess it up. Cassandra from New Jersey, Bobby from Alabama, Samantha, I'm so glad you're here. You didn't tell me where you're from, but it's okay. I'll give you a pass. Man, I'm excited to see you. Kathy from Nova Scotia. I'm so glad that you're here, Kathy. Thrilled to have you. Thanks for joining us. Maria from Canada, Saskatchewan. Stacy from Indiana. Gosh, I'm so glad y'all are here. Okay. It is at 8 p.m. It's 8:01, Kaylin. I was early. Sarah is joining us from the Gold Coast in Australia. We're so glad you're here, Sarah. Okay, y'all, can you tell that I'm fired up? I am freaking fired up. Okay, so if you're watching live, it's October 23rd, 2018, unless you're on the other side of the world, and then I guess it's the middle of the night. I don't really know. But I'm so glad that you are here because I have a lot to say. Online Steps to Success was started because I wanted to do what I could to share with you what I was learning about my journey. I do not by any means have all the answers, but I've made a lot of mistakes in this direct sales journey, a lot of mistakes. And I've figured out how to do some things better and smarter. And mostly I want to teach you what I'm learning or teach you about the things I screwed up at. And tonight, I want you to be cautious. So here's where we're going to go tonight. The beginning is going to be a warning. Then we're going to have some practicality, and then we're going to have hopefully some things that will inspire you to move forward in action, because that is ultimately what changes our destiny, is the action that we take. So that's what the goal is. But tonight, first of all, it's kind of a warning. It's a reminder of sorts that there are a lot of people saying a lot of things on the internet these days and in social media and from stages all over this country and the world. And really, in this day and age, just about anybody can gain a platform. And while that's a beautiful thing, it's also something we as consumers of media need to be cautious of. No, my husband just texted me and told me to unbutton my top button. No, that was strictly for him and not for y'all. Good Lord. Now you guys know what the behind the scenes is like because I told you about the comments. So here's what I'm saying. All of this is coming from my fire, the fire within me tonight is really stemming from something I heard on a podcast that is just not true. And I want to hopefully bring up your spirits a little bit tonight. I want to hopefully teach you something.
That's not what I meant. Pervert.
Yeah, you wanted to see my cleavage for sure.
Later, not during the video.
He's lying. Oh, he wanted to see my cleavage. Oh man. Yes, actually, this is being recorded. Anyways, here's what I want to say. When you're listening to something, whether it's something like this, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a live training, whatever it is, in whatever business you're in, I need you to look for a couple things. I need you to look for authority and credibility. We gain credibility by doing the thing. So when you have done the thing you are then teaching about, you have some credibility. Have we done this perfectly? No. But have we done it well? Yes. And it is what we do. Shoot, I meant to put I'll have to go back and edit it. I will go back and edit the title where it has the income disclosure statement in it for Cincy because I'm going to share some numbers with you tonight. But I just forgot. And in the meantime, if somebody wants to post it in the comments, it'd be very helpful to me. Anyways, credibility is when someone has walked the walk, when they've actually done the thing that they're teaching you about. You want to look for credibility. And the other thing you want to look for is authority. So just because you've done something doesn't mean that you've always done it right or that you were successful at it. There are a lot of people out there right now teaching courses and teaching things in direct sales when they weren't actually successful in direct sales. And this is not a knock on anybody. This is just, I want you to be conscious of what you're consuming. And I want you to I want you to question everything. I think it's an incredibly good thing to do anyway. It's not that I want you to question authority, but honestly, if you put yourself on Facebook Live, it doesn't mean you have authority. So I want you to question everything that's coming into your mind, into your soul, and make sure that it levels with what you believe and levels with what you know to be true about the business that you're in. Okay. I say all that, and I'm no exception. You should question everything I say. You should challenge me if need be. That's how we get better, and that's how we get stronger, especially as an industry in direct sales. And I think that this is a beautiful, beautiful industry, but I think that some people don't quite understand it. And so that is what I want to set straight tonight. So are we cool? Does that make sense? Do we all agree? Debbie, thank you. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Anna, thank you. So we all understand where we're at. Oops. I didn't mean to pin that comment, Susan. I think that questioning and challenging, not necessarily challenging, but if I ever misstep or if I say something that's not right, I want you to challenge me. I want you to come to me in good faith and say, hey, I don't know if maybe you should have said that, or hey, I don't know if that was exactly the right wording, or maybe you were a little too hard. Please, by all means, come to me. The last thing I want to do is come off condescending or come off like I know something better than other people, because I don't. Honestly, my heart is just to share with you what I've learned and the mistakes that we've made. All right. So here's the thing. This, the reason I'm fired up, I mentioned it came from a podcast I listened to. And it came from a podcast I listened to where someone was giving advice on how to increase revenue in a direct sales company, like for a direct sales consultant. And what's so interesting about the entire podcast is that the majority of it was not helpful at all, because it was all about increasing sales. And granted, sales are important and sales are a part of your business. They just are. They will always be. However, it's not how you build a business or how you make money long-term. It's just not. And I'm going to prove it to you tonight. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to try to help you understand the value and necessity of team building in direct sales. It is the everything. It is what makes this business glorious beautiful, a blessing. It's what makes it so much more than opening a brick and mortar. I could go open a brick and mortar and I could sell clothes, or I could sell candles, or I could sell whatever I wanted to, right? I could go and source out things for wholesale prices, and I could have a brick and mortar. And that would be great, and I could probably have a great business. But I would have to be there, or I would have to hire people to be there, and I would have to continuously develop product or buy product, or, right? I would have to market. I would have to do all the things. And when you step foot in a direct sales company, so many of those obstacles are out the window. I don't need a brick and mortar. I don't need to pay rent anyplace. I do not need to figure out what product I'm going to sell. I don't need to be a part of research and development, because someone's doing it for me, and someone's doing a heck of a good job doing it, right? But the biggest, most amazing thing about direct sales is not only the ability, it doesn't only have the ability to change your life, it has the ability to change the lives of countless people. And I know, like, yeah. It sounds really great. And like a lot of people spew that crap all over social media. But the thing is, it's true. It's true. And people get so revved up about it because it's so stinking true. Because this business is not about you. It's just not. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for other people. It's about you having a product that can solve a problem that you didn't have to develop, by the way. It's about you having an opportunity that can solve a problem. It's about you having the opportunity to develop and encourage and uplift and change the lives of other women and men around you. It is the best possible thing you could walk into, and you're here and you're in it. But none of that's going to happen if your mind is consumed with the next 10% in sales. Overall, it doesn't matter. Overall, your sales don't matter. Do you need a customer base? Yes. Do you need to be promoting your product? Yes. But do you need to be concerned about increasing your sales month over month, year over year? No, you absolutely don't. You do not. It's not how you will increase your revenue. It is not how you will make more money. It is not how you will increase your influence. So what does that look like? Now, things you should know. We're talking about recruiting tonight, obviously, because this is how you increase your revenue. It is not by increasing your sales 10%. It's not. So in Scentsy World, if you sell $2,000 a month in retail product, you make a $600 paycheck. That's great. If you do that every month for 12 months, you have sold $24,000 worth of product. That is fantastic. And you have made $7,200 in a year. Great. No one's going to turn that away. That's fantastic, right? $2,000 is really great sales for a month. Could you do 5? Sure. Could you do much more than that? Probably not consistently all the time. No. I have very few people in my organization who do more than 5, hardly ever. Occasionally, yes. But that's not what this business is about. It's not how you make great money. Let's say you had like an average sales year. You sold $1,000 to $1,500 a month. You make 25% of that, right? Then at the end of the year, you've made, if you sell 1,000 for 12 months and you make 25% of that, 250 times 12, I don't know, someone do the math. It's decent, it's fine, but it's not changing anybody's life. It's not changing your life. You're spending it at Target, it's fine. Maybe you're paying for ballet class, that's fine. It's all good. But that's not life-changing money. And if you just want to make an extra $600 a month, that's fantastic. It's really, really great. But I'm here tonight to tell you that there's so much more. And when you don't step into the possibility of building a team, you're selling yourself short and you're selling other people short. Hands down, 100%. Do I believe this business changes lives? Yes, 100 times over. I see it happen every freaking day. This is the business where I get to watch my sister-in-law quit her full-time nursing job to stay home with her boys. This is the business where I get to watch people walk away from corporate positions to be mom. Are you kidding me? Like, it actually happens, and it's happening over and over again. And you will see what you choose to see. right? You will. Whatever you're surrounding yourself with, whatever you're consuming on social media, that is what you will choose to see. The reality is this business is changing people's lives, and it will continue to do so, whether you step into it or not. But in case you want to, I'm going to give you a chance to step into it tonight. We're going to do this the right way. I'm not really concerned about you increasing your sales 10%. I could care less because this is about building a team and blessing other people with it. What do I want you to increase? The number of recruits you get a month. Now, things I need to be totally upfront and honest with you about. I've been doing this for almost 11 years. I have never, I think there's been a couple months ever that I've had 5 recruits in a month, 5. Personally signed up under me, 5 people. Maybe twice in 11 years. There have been years when I have only had 5 recruits the whole year. Now, I'm not bragging about that. It's not great statistics. It's not fantastic. But my eyes have always been set on team building. And my eyes have always been focused on sharing this opportunity. And when your eyes are focused, not on increasing your sales, but on increasing your team and the health and the growth of your team consistently, month after month after month, year after year after year, that is when you start to make life-changing money. That is when you start to make money that changes not only your life, but the lives of the people on your team. Okay? Are we tracking? Do we understand? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a fantastic recruiter. I'm not. But I'm really consistent. And it is consistency that will grow this business long-term. It is consistency that will change things for you in your trajectory. Now, I'm going to give you some tips tonight, some very practical things. I'm also going to share some very real numbers with you because I want you to understand what's possible. And I want you to understand that it's so much more than sales. I want you to get over this like, oh, if I recruit my best host, then I'm losing that PRV. You are, but you're not. Like, you're gaining so much more than that. Okay. Are we good? Are we in? Are we on the same page? You ready to go? Because I need to know that you're with me. I need to know that you're hearing me, that we are good to go, that I haven't scared you away. Okay, let's roll. Let's do it. Because I'm going to tell you what, I could probably help you increase your sales and the number of times your customers order. But you know what I'm really worried about? I'm worried about you growing a team and increasing your influence and helping other people do this really, really well. That's what it takes. All right. Now, let's get to it. So, how do I recruit? It is the question of the night, right? How do I recruit? What do I do? I've been doing this for a year. I've never had a team member. I don't even know what I would say. I don't know what I would do. Or maybe I've tried 100 times. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and no one's on my team. So I'm going to give you some tips. And you know I have notes and you know that I probably want you to take notes or put them in your brain or remember really well. Okay, you ready? Where do you start? First of all, you come up with your SOP. What is an SOP? Your standard operating procedure. What does that mean? So we're going to pretend like we get a recruit. I know we haven't done it yet, but we're going to pretend like we did. So I got a new recruit. What do I do? And you may think, well, this is backwards. No, it's not backwards. This is what will give you the confidence to say the words, to encourage the people to take the step. What do you do? What is your standard operating procedure when a new person comes on your team? And you're looking at me saying, I don't know. I've never had a new person on my team. I'm going to give you some tips. Now, listen, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it because it's really vital that you create a system that works for you, that you thrive in, that you're excited about. So when somebody comes on your team, you're excited about doing these things. They're not a chore or a burden. Okay. But I'm going to give you several ideas. You're going to question them all in your brain. I guess small scope. And you're going to decide what your standard operating procedure is going to be. Okay. So the question is, what are you going to do when somebody joins, right? You're going to decide what you can commit to, and I want you to write it down. I want it to be like, you need to start treating your business like a business. Treat it like a business. What is the standard operating procedure when someone joins your team? I need to know. I need to know what you do. So write it down somewhere. This is what I do when somebody joins. Maybe you are very intentional about helping them launch their business. So you talk a lot about their business launch. You talk about how they want to run their business. And these are important. These are important conversations to have. Do they want to run their business strictly online? Are they going to do home parties? Are they going to do events? Are they going to do, is it strictly going to be an on-the-go business? They're going to do on-the-go stuff. Are they going to strictly focus on professionals in terms of real estate and work parties and things like that? How do they want to run their business? It's important that you understand a little bit about their family and their time frame and their lifestyle and how much they want to commit. So come up with the questions that you want to ask that are important that you know for your new team member so that you can best coach them. I know some of you are like, I have 0 team members. I've been selling for 3 days and 5 minutes, and I don't even know how I would coach somebody. Yes, you are gonna coach somebody because you are a leader and you are a business owner and you have been in this business 3 days and 5 minutes longer than the next person that joins. And therefore, we are going to, you're going to have a standard operating procedure for what you do when someone joins. So when someone joins, you're not like, oh crap, what do I need to do? Oh crap, what do I need to do the other? Oh, what do I don't know what to do next, because you have it lined out, written down. You know what you're going to do, right? So maybe come up with some questions that you want to go over. How many hours a week do they want to work? What do they want to get out of this? Are they looking for some extra cash? Do they want to build a business? Here's something to note. Very few people are going to come out of the gate and tell you they want to run a business. A lot of it's fear, and that's okay. We can deal with fear. A lot of it is they are not quite sure what they've stepped into. They don't really know what it takes to run a business. They don't really know if they can commit to that, and they're unsure if they want to. You will have some people, though, who from the beginning will say, I want to do this. I want to do it, and I want to start. Those are going to be your people, but don't discount the other ones. Somebody may join and say, I want just to fund my shoe obsession, Jamie Solins, right? We heard Jamie Solins talk at Reunion several years ago about her shoe obsession, and she wanted to buy shoes, so she joined Scentsy so she could have shoe money. Maybe they want to go shop at Target without being nagged. Maybe they want a mani-pedi. Maybe they want to pay for ballet class. Who knows, right? It's not always about money, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but know what questions you want to ask from the beginning, okay? The other thing is encourage them to reach those very first goals that are set by Scentsy, right? Or if you're with another company, set by your company, because we know statistically that the first 70 days of someone in direct sales are vital to their long-term health and retention in the company. So encourage them to reach that shooting star goal. That was 500 in their first 15 days. Encourage them to reach a level of sensational start. Help them set a goal to do that. Which one of these do you think is attainable? Equip them to know how they're going to do that. How are they going to generate sales, right? Ask yourself, how do I want to challenge this person? Do I want to challenge this person? Do I want to encourage them to sell their first $1,000 in this amount of time? You can put forth a challenge if you want to. Do you want to send them something in the mail? Do you want to drop something off on their door? Is it going to be the same thing for every person? What does that look like? You write it down and you figure it out so you have a plan and you know when somebody joins my team, when somebody signs up, this is what I do, okay? And one of the things I really want you to do, and I would encourage you to do, is help them dream. And maybe this is something you're learning to do. You're learning to do this in your business. You're learning to dream bigger dreams. You're learning to think outside the box with your business. You might not be making a ton of money right now, but you're seeing the potential. You're watching things like this. You're hearing numbers that you're going to hear in a minute, and you're starting to dream a little bigger. Help them to dream a little bit bigger. Share them, things like that, right? Maybe there's a book that you want them to read that really, really changed things for you in the way that you saw your business. Man, I'm not going to be able to think of it. Oh, there it is. See, my bookshelf just came in handy. The Compound Effect is an incredible, incredible book for someone getting involved in direct sales because it helps them understand the compounding effect of the way your team grows. It is really business changing. It can truly help them see the bigger picture. And maybe there's a book you've read from Mary Christensen or Eric Warriors. There's so many people, right, that have great information. And maybe you want to push them in that direction and say, this book really helped me launch my business. Okay, these are just ideas. Help them set concrete goals from the beginning. And this is something I really encourage you to do. Help them set concrete goals. How much time can they commit? How and when do they want to launch their business? And then help them set a sales goal and a team building goal. Set the expectation high. If the higher you raise the bar, the higher they will climb to reach it. If you sign somebody up and just sort of like brush it under the rug, like they're not really going to do anything. Like I just don't see that much potential in them. Like I don't know. Like she's not listening to anything I'm saying. If you don't raise the bar high, they will have nothing to climb to. When you raise the bar, you will see what people are made of. They'll either reach it or they won't, but you won't ever know unless you raise the bar. So set the expectation high. We sell 1,000 a month regularly or 2,000 a month regularly. We recruit 2 people a month. And then you teach them how to do the exact same thing to people they're bringing on their team. You help them set up their standard operating procedure for when somebody joins their team the day they join. We're setting the expectation high that we are a team of team builders because we are changing the world, because this is how you make money in direct sales, by building a team, not by increasing your sales, by building a team. Okay. Are we tracking? Yes. There's a new consultant checklist on the workstation, new consultant guide from front to back, walk them through those things. But you as a sponsor need to decide, what am I going to do when somebody joins so that you don't feel overwhelmed and you don't feel ill-equipped. You are equipped to lead somebody. I don't care if you've been in for 3 days. I don't care if you've been in for 3 years. I don't care how long you've been in. You are equipped to help somebody take the very next steps in their business. Okay? So we're going to have a plan as to what we're going to do. Okay. The other thing you might consider is, as a sponsor, how are you going to help somebody grow? What are you willing to do to help them get to the next level? And so maybe you want to set up some coaching calls every other week or once a month, or create some accountability for them. You decide what that looks like. You decide what you're comfortable doing as a sponsor, and then you make that part of the plan. Does that make sense? Okay. That is tip number 1. We're setting up a standard operating procedure for what we do when we recruit somebody, okay? All right. Now, the nitty-gritty. How do I get recruits? I know what I'm going to do when I get one. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not worried about that anymore. And if that's something you're like, I don't really know, reach out to your director, your star director. Reach out to the people above you in leadership and have them help you kind of craft a plan. What do I want this to look like? Okay. Number 2, start sharing. It is time to start sharing. Where do you start? You start with your best hosts. Number 1, hands down, you start with your best host. You start with your best basket party on the go tote host first, because they're doing all the work. I don't know if you know this. They're doing the work. You're putting the orders in. You're making the money. But they're doing the work. And I know it's really nice to have that in your pocket and to have that PRV. That's great. But long term, it's the same PRV. It's the same 25, 30% every single month, when they could be on your team, exponentially growing your empire. You start with your hostesses. And especially now that we have a host exclusive starter kit, absolutely you start with your host. My very first recruit, my sister-in-law, Jacqueline Roy, one of my amazingness, all the things, she was doing basket parties for me. And I said to her, and I didn't know how to recruit. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to lead her. But I said, because it made sense in my brain, you should do this. You would be great at it, because she already was great at it, right? She was already doing it. Because then you could make the money and get all the free and half price stuff, and you wouldn't need me to do it for you, right? I was making the money. She was getting the free and half price stuff, but I was making the money. And even if someone doesn't say yes to you, it's a seed planted. And a seed planted, you know what happens to seeds that get planted? Some of them grow and some of them don't. But some of them grow. Some of them actually grow. But a seed that never gets planted can't grow. So if you don't plant the seeds, they can't take the next step. They can't possibly say, oh yeah, I think I do want to do that. Or now the time is right. And I do want to, she mentioned that to me a few months ago. Now that the new catalog's out and I want to host again, I think I should just join. Anybody, I want hands raised. You have recruited some of your very best basket party, tote party, maybe your very best home party hosts. Like, I want to see the hands go up. I want to know People are doing it, and it works. And it works because you're offering a blessing. You're offering an opportunity, right? But it's not going to happen if you don't open your mouth. And you don't have to say anything magical. But the words that you say, they do matter. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, too. I want to talk a little bit about how your words matter and what that looks like. And then we'll kind of go from there. But you start with your hosts. Then you move on to your best customers. I'm going to do something. Oh, shoot, I can't. But I can right here. Oh, okay, I'm going to try to do something. So I'm going to give a shout out to Cass Salidas because she shared I hope that didn't just kick me off of Facebook Live. We're going to see. I want to read her words to you. That's why I'm actually looking it up. So she shared in a little group we have for directors and above called What Did You Share? She shared a screenshot of a text message. Oh man, I lost Instagram. She shared a screenshot of a text message. How about I lose all of you? Okay, great. Something she says to everyone, and I want to read it to you because I think words matter, and I think the way that she worded this matters. Let me see if I can find it. Dear Lord, let me find it. I don't know, I'm really concerned about the speed of my internet at the moment because we're trying to shoot live video, and I lost Instagram. Come on. Text from Cass. Where is it at? Of course, it's going to be like, never. Not seeing it. I really think it was you. But now I'm getting nervous because I don't see it. Yes, I searched her name in the group, but I'm looking. If not, I will post it later. But basically, I found it. Oh, this is so good. Okay. So she said, dadgummit. I didn't mean to go to her page. Shoot. Oh, man. And the numbers fall off. 1,001. All right. I'm going to get there. Y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know how to use the internet. It's really, really bad. Another example of if I can do this, anybody can. Okay. So she says, this is how I answer people. These are her words. This is how I answer people who try to order or ask about sales. Recruit first. Try to get them to host second. And lastly, the order will be there. Yes, genius. And then she says, this is how you answer your customers. The conversation was carried on, and this girl wants to join. So, and here's the other thing. She recruited 86 people her first year with Scentsy. The next 4 years, 40 to 65. And she said, asking everyone really is the secret. So Cass, I'm just giving all your secrets away. She says, instead of saying, do you want to join? Say something like, have you ever considered making money with Scentsy? This is one of those things where words matter so much. They matter so much. First of all, when she says, have you ever considered making money with Scentsy? It does not become about you as the consultant. It is about the other person. Have you ever considered doing this, right? When you say something like, I said the same thing to Jacqueline. Have you ever thought about doing this? You're already really great at it. Like, she's already a host. She's already great at it. Have you ever thought about doing this? Same thing. But I love that she says, have you ever thought about making money with Scentsy? Because that is a big trigger for a lot of people. Like, oh, no, I hadn't, but can I make money doing this? Okay. So this is what she says. She got a text that said from a customer that said, are the diffusers going on sale soon? I really want to buy one. And her response was, as a consultant, you can get one for 50% off with a party order. And the girl's response was, really? And she says the conversation goes on and this girl wants to join. So it's really about switching your mindset. You have an opportunity for people where they can join for $49.99, whatever the cost is, right, to join your team. They then have the ability to enter in their orders for their friends and family, even if that's all they're doing initially. It is sometimes the hobbyists that join. I just lost Instagram. Oh no, they're gone. It's all right. This is why we have 3 going at the same time. Sure. Sorry, friends. Go to Facebook. Even if they only join to get the product discount for themselves, long term, it's a lot of times those people that switch over and become your very, very best leaders, your very best rock stars. Okay. So words really, 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 really matter. And so it's not, I don't really love, like she kind of mentioned, I don't love the term join. Do you want to join? I don't know. It sounds very like come to our cult, right? Even though that's what it is. And it's not a cult. That's not what I'm saying. Foot and mouth. But it is joining, right? But it's more them having an opportunity to make money, right? And sometimes I wouldn't necessarily say things like, you know, have you ever thought about starting a business? Because that's very intimidating to people sometimes. They don't necessarily want to start a business, or they're moms who have things going on. And like the last thing in their mind is like, how would I run a business? Like I can't even get there, right? So your words matter a lot. And the way that you word things and how clearly you can communicate to somebody will make or break sometimes the way your business runs. Okay. So Cass, thanks for letting me, she doesn't even know that I was going to do that. I just stole her words. So Cass, thank you for letting me steal your words because they're incredibly helpful. So you start with your hosts, you move to your customers. And just like Cass said, you try to get your customers to join your team first, then you try to get them to host. And then if they came to you because they want sales, they're still going to buy the product. It may be a no on the other areas, but you're never going to know if you don't ask. The tree's never going to grow if you don't plant the seeds, right? Okay. Jessica says my friend calls it cult all the time. I mean, it sort of is. It's not. I'm just kidding. Okay. Also your family and friends. I don't know why we get so like caught up about asking our family and friends to join. Best thing I ever did my whole entire life was ask my sister-in-law to join this company. It literally changed the dynamic of our family. It changed the financial dynamic of our entire family. But it changed the heart of our whole family. And not because of Scentsy. But yes, but more so because we were doing something together. And we had this common goal. And we got to build this thing together. We got to travel together. Heck, we still travel together even when it's not Scentsy because this weekend we're going to Vegas for birthdays. But it changed everything for our family. And to hold back that gift and that blessing from your family is really a disservice. It's really a disservice. And the same is true for your friends. You want to do this with the people that you already love. Like, it is the funnest, coolest gift to get to build a business with people you already know and love and want the best for. It is the most amazing thing. But it's got to stop being about you. And some of you, that's where you're hung up. It's become about you. Your recruiting, your sales, the way you're promoting on social media, it's become about you. And that is the thing that sometimes turns people off. And that is the thing that sometimes makes people go, I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to, I don't want to look like that on social media. Look, it doesn't have to look a certain way. At the end of the day, there's a million ways to do this. And we want to make sure that we have other people's best interests at heart. Don't hold this opportunity back from your friends or your family. Offer it to them. See what happens. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay. Other people you want to think about, people who love to travel. Now that we do 2 incentive trips a year, yeah. If you want to travel for free, come on. People who love the product, it's an obvious one. People who need or want community. Do you know how many people are like starving for real friends and actual community? How many of you, golly, I can't even ask this question. I can't even ask it. How many of you would say like, the people around me are different today because of my business. I want you to tag somebody. I want you to tag the people that you know and love and are grateful for because of this business, who are now your best friends, who are now people that you never would have known from all over the country and all over the world, because there's just something different about direct sales, and there's just something different about Cincy. And I went through a slump one time. I've gone through several slumps, and I've talked about that many times. Burnout, all the things. I've gone through a lot of things. And somebody gave me really wise counsel and said, you need to write down all the people that you wouldn't know or that wouldn't be in your life without Cincy. And it was the most emotional thing I've ever done. I couldn't stop writing, and I couldn't stop crying. Because this thing brought so many people into my life that I never would have known, that I never would have had the ability to love and encourage and equip. It was all because I opened my mouth. It was all because I said the things. You'd be great at this. Have you ever thought about doing this? It's not anything like brilliant. It's not begging. It's just words. Have the potential to change everything. And you have to look at it that way. Because it's crazy not to, because it just blows my mind. Like when I think about the people that you meet, people you get to love because of this thing, right? Okay. Other places to look for team members. Fundraisers. So when you're working with an organization to raise money, that fundraiser, the person in charge of the fundraiser, is a great place to start. They would be an incredible resource, an incredible team member, even if the only thing they wanted to do was raise money for that organization. And then they have the freedom and flexibility to do it on their terms. They don't have to wait on you, right? Fundraisers. Great potential for team building there. We talked about this last week, and guys, we have to be willing and ready to change. We have to be willing and ready to move with the times. Facebook targeted ads are happening. You're getting targeted. There is no reason that you can't do the same thing. You need to be able to clearly communicate, and there's a right and a wrong way. I'm not going to say you just need to go do a targeted ad right now. No, you need to learn how to do a targeted ad, have a very specific problem that you can solve, and be willing to tweak with it and mess with it until you figure out the best way. It's a great way to get recruits. It's a great way to build your team. Okay. Online marketing, email marketing. Here's the thing. You have the opportunity through email for people to get to know you better. Algorithms are changing all the time on social media, and that's fine. And we can learn and we can adapt and we can continue to use social media, but we also need to make sure that we're using other measures to get people to know, like, and trust us. Because no one's going to join your team if they don't know, like, and trust you. The other thing is stop dipping your toes in all the things. I did not write this down, but I'm just going to tell you. Stop dipping your toes in all the things. When you dip your toe in another direct sales company, it takes away your credibility and authority. Because then you become the direct sales lady. You're not the one person that does the one thing. You're the one person who does all the things. And it's just really hard to get behind somebody like that. I wouldn't want to join someone's team who is doing a ton of other things. Can you do it? Yes. You can't cross promote. It's messy. I just say don't do it. Just don't do it. The grass is not greener. Direct sales is hard across the board. It's hard because it's worth doing, because it's so freaking rewarding, and we're about to get to that. Okay. Oh, also, I love you. I miss you today. I know, I didn't see that much. Use the web, use online marketing. Yes. Let's get ahead of the time. Let's use all those things, okay? Things not to do. Do not spam people. Do not add people to your group without asking them. Please, dear God. Like, let's do this right, okay? Please don't. Please don't. Just please don't. Okay. And don't assume an answer on somebody. I think we all struggle with this sometimes, that we assume that someone would want to do this, and so we don't ask. Really bad mistake. It's not really fair to anybody when you assume an answer on somebody else. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their finances are actually like. You don't know what their community is actually like. You don't know what they really need in life. Ask. Plant the seed. Do they have to water it? No, but they might. They just might. Okay? Okay. Remember, it's not about you. And if you are struggling to build a team and you have legitimately been trying, please consider your words. It's like a fuzzball. It really might be your words. And ask for counsel. Ask for help. Reach out to someone above you. Like, say, this is what I've been saying. What can I say about it? Your words matter so much. Okay. Here's my tip number 3. And then I have a couple things to remember, and then I want to tell you some numbers because I want you to understand why this really is the way to grow your revenue. This is the way to grow your profit. This is the way to grow your business and change your life and the life of people around you. I promise, and I'm going to prove it to you in a second. Number 3 tip is set a goal and then actually work towards it. Don't just keep saying you want 2 recruits a month and not do anything about it. Actually work towards the goal. Actually have the conversations. Actually ask the people. It should just be a standard that you ask everybody if they've ever thought about making money doing this. When you are so afraid to hear the word no, you have made this all about you. When you are willing to take a risk on someone and say, have you ever thought about making money doing this? You are changing the game, possibly for yourself and possibly for somebody else. And that is a risk worth taking. It's a risk worth taking. Okay. Actually work towards the freaking goal. Okay, that's what I want you to do. Things to remember. Not everybody does this to make extra money. People do it for tax write-offs. I've had like lawyers join for tax benefit purposes. And then we actually have had people in ridiculously high-paying professions walk away from those for a freer life. It's crazy to me. Some people do it to support their own habit. Some people do it to have extra money at Target. Some people do it for community. And some people do it to have something to call their own. And whatever the reason is good. Okay? And we're going to support the reason, and we're going to equip them to do it. All right, you want numbers? Here we go. First of all, to my leaders, thank you. I sent you a text at 6 o'clock tonight, and you all responded to me, and I appreciate you so much. You don't ask questions. You just do what I ask you to do, and I appreciate you so much. So I sent a text to my leaders, and I said, I want to know what you made last month. I want to know how many active frontline you had, and I want to know how many people are in your group and what title you were paid at. So I want to give you numbers because I think they matter, and I think they matter. And we posted the income disclosure statement, the link to it a minute ago. We will post it again. So this is not by any means comprehensive. These are real people on my team. Results are not typical, but I'm going to actually give you as many. We'll give you as many numbers as I have time to give you. Okay. So here's what active frontline means. Active frontline are the people that you have signed up that have at least 200 PRV in for a month, for that current month. Okay. So I had a director, 13 active frontline, made $2,400 last month with 70 people in her group. Okay. I want you to pay attention to the active frontline number because you will see that the higher the active frontline number is, the higher the overall paycheck is. It is one of the biggest correlations to the number on your check every month. It's the number of active frontline you have. Because no matter how much you like it or not, this is a numbers game. When someone can join your team for $99, some people just join your team for $99, and that's okay. But some people will join your team for $99 and they will do something with it. And that's where it becomes that numbers game, is for every 10 that are hobbyists, there's one that's amazing. And we need the amazing ones, and you need a few of the amazing ones. Okay. I have another director. So this is a superstar director, highest title in the company. Got paid as a superstar director. Made $4,000 last month. 25 active frontline, 440 people in her group. Okay. I have someone paid a star director, made $3,200 last month with 16 active frontline, and 275 in her group. So you will see that the group number matters too. So that group number has to do with your exponential growth, right? $2,600 paycheck, 17 active frontline, 345 in the group. $2,100 paycheck, 24 active frontline. I mean, that's almost like right on par. 103 in their group. Paid it director. $3,000 paycheck, 15 active frontline, 500 in her group. Paid as a director. $4,100 paycheck, $4,145 paycheck. 17 active frontline, 568 people in her group, paid as a star director. And this particular one is going to make more money when she gets paid as a super star director. This one's good. $7,400 paycheck, 19 active frontline, 933 people in her organization. Superstar director. $1,400 paycheck with 15 active frontline, 60 in her group, paid at director. $3,780, so $3,780, 14 active frontline, 75 in her group, paid at director. You're gonna like this one. $12,000 paycheck, 47 active frontline. This is when I'm telling you that frontline matter. They matter. They absolutely matter. If I were to look at, actually I've done this. I do it almost every single month. I go through and I pull up who has the most active frontline in my entire group. 8,000 people. Who has the most active frontline? Those are the people that are making the most money month after month. So $12,000 paycheck, 47 active frontline, 1,000 people in our group got paid as a superstar director. $12,000 in a month. Yes, it's a thing because she has 47 active frontline, because she's opened her mouth over and over again and said, hey, have you ever thought about making money doing this? Yes. Okay. $5,000 paycheck, 35 active frontline, 537 in her group. $5,100 paycheck, 31 active frontline, 426. This one that I wanted to tell you. Oh, $23,000 paycheck, 56 active frontline. I think she's got about 2,000 people in her group. I don't know for sure because she didn't tell me, and I don't have it right in front of me, but I think it's like 1,800. $23,000 paycheck because she has 56 active frontline. Okay, it matters. $1,900 paycheck with 22 active frontline, 215 people on her team. That's where that you see that difference in exponential growth. So when we talk about exponential growth, it matters a ton. You can't be the only person recruiting people on your team. You have to teach people how to recruit and teach people how to grow their teams. That's where money comes from. I know. You didn't even know. Did you know you could even do this? Did you know? And there's some doubles of that. What was the highest one I told you? 23,000? Let's just say almost double that. So another one, 44,000 in a month with 78 active frontline. Your frontline matter. The people you bring on to your team matter. Not only because of how much money they can make you, but because of how much money they will make and how much good they can do in the world with that money and how many lives they can change with the same freaking opportunity. It's the same opportunity that was yesterday. It's the same opportunity that it was a year ago. It's the same opportunity that it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's actually better today than it was then. And stop standing on the excuse that it's different. It's not different. It's different in that it's better. It's different in that there's more people being successful at it. It's different in that There is plenty to go around. And you can make crazy good money doing this. But it is not going to happen when you make excuses. It's not going to happen when you sit on your thumbs. It's not going to happen when you keep your mouth shut. It's going to happen when you offer it to every single person. It's going to happen when you are ridiculously consistent. It's going to happen when you have the exact standard operating procedure that you're going to do every time somebody joins, so that you're not overwhelmed and they're not overwhelmed, and you know how to help people work. This business is not about increasing your sales. Your sales are important. Your sales are very important. And yes, you need consistent sales and consistent customers. And yes, you will have to continue to grow that. But it is not the most important thing. The way you make more money at this business is not by selling 10% more, not by increasing your customers by 10%, not by increasing the number of times your customers buy. All those things sound super great, but it doesn't change anything. Not long term. What changes your bottom dollar, what changes your revenue, what changes your 1099 at the end of the year is the number of people you ask, the number of people you bless with this opportunity, and the number of people who say yes to you. What's stopping you? Have you listened to the wrong people? Have you not put the right things in the right order? It is time for you to step into this. To step into this opportunity, to ask other people, to be courageous and brave enough to possibly hear no on the chance that maybe you could change your life and maybe you could change somebody else's life. Are you capable? Yes. Are you equipped? Yes, you are. It is time to say the words. It is time to ask the questions. Have you ever thought about making money with this? Because heck, you'd love to have them on your team. You'd love to have them in your community. You would love to help them grow and change. Don't make other people's decisions for them. Say the words. Encourage other people. And question everything you hear while you're at it. Not everything you consume is truth. Look for authority and credibility and walk forward in that. Direct sales is about team building. It will always be about team building. And you, my friend, are about team building. I love you guys. I'm so glad that you're here tonight. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you are leaving tonight with fire under your butt and like passion in your heart, because this is the thing that matters the most. This is the thing that continues to change lives. This is the thing that can change your life. And you're sitting in it and holding it in your hands. But focusing on your sales all daggum day is not going to do it. Opening your mouth and sharing it with somebody else will. I love you guys. Sorry I got a soapbox, but it's just where I'm at and what I feel passionate about. And I hope it was beneficial to you. I hope you'll come back next week. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm going to do whatever I'm learning about. Whatever I have fire in my belly about. But I love you and I believe in you. And I hope you feel equipped, and I hope you understand that you hold a huge power in your hand. Not only to change your life, but to change somebody else's. And not through sales, but through building a team. Y'all have a fantastic night. Share this with a friend or a teammate, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.